A very good morning to all our live viewers. We are back with the first match in the Super Sunday. It's Agile Volts taking on the Rift. News from the center is that Agile Volt have won the toss and they have decided to bat first. Sudhakar and Jonty are the two openers out in the center for Agile Volt, whereas Vishal Raghuvanshi with the ball for the Rift. 90 matches for Vishal, 81 wickets, economy 7.31, best figures of 4 for 29, gets almost gets the first wicket. What has happened there? It looks like the fielder has troubled himself. Out, very thick edge outside edge, ball almost carried comfortably in the third man region, short third region, who puts an easy catch down on the other side. He looks in a mighty trouble. It looks that he's hurt himself very badly there. These are not the good signs on the cricket field. Fielder there in the inner circle looks in a very bad condition. He's clearly struggling with his right hand. Look like it might be a cut there in between the finger, as we say the web, finger web. That looks like it's been teared apart. Catch goes down. Sudhakar gets a lifeline and gets a single. Man at the short third has walked back. He looks in mighty pain there. Right thing, he's walking off. Now marking your guard is Jaunty. 152 matches for Jaunty, 2,482 runs, averaging just under 21 strike rate, 131.25 for Jaunty. Two very good batters at the top for Agile Volts. One without any loss inside the very first over. Good shot for the Rift. They were down and out in the previous encounter. They have started well here. Well, a back of a length delivery lifted over cover, but there is a fielder behind. In the sweeper cover region, he'll cut that off, but both the batters very quick between the wicket. Back for the second run in a flash. Jaunty gets off the mark with that couple of runs. Vishal Raghuvanshi, he is a left arm pacer. He's bowling well. He's getting the ball to shape away from the right handers, getting the ball to move away with the angle. Another beauty there, pitching straight, then leaving the right hander. Late swing there. Jaunty just playing for the straight ball, but that ball went further away with the angle. It's a dot ball to close out the over. A good start for the Rift. A steady start for the Agile Wolves, I must say. Three without any loss after one. Deepak to share the new ball alongside Vishal. He is a right arm pacer. Deepak, 34 matches for him, 12 wickets, economy just under 7, 6.89. Best figures of 4 for 24 for Deepak. He's coming over the wicket. Only sweeper cover out on the boundary. Well, that's in the air. No one behind on the onside. That will be a boundary. First sign of real aggression from the Agile World batters. It's Sudarshan who gets in the act, gets the first boundary for his team and himself. Overpitched on the pads. Beautifully lifted over square leg for a boundary. That was very full. And batters these days, they don't need second invitation to go after the bowler when pitched up. These kind of lengths are what batters are looking for in the power play. Deep point in play, remaining all fielders inside the circle. Well, once again, looking to replicate similar shot, but this time length was slightly dragged back, so only inside it, single down to square leg. Score moves to 8. Well, there's a Black Panther there, right behind the pitch. These are rates. Well, match official stepping in, trying to get him out. Attacking the stump, bowling a very straight line. Deepak Sudhakar does well. Just plays with the soft hand down to mid on for a single. A very strong offside field. Short third. Then a deep gully. Back foot point, covers, mid on. All inside the circle, mid off inside the circle. Long on. Well, there's a slow one there. Long on was pushed back before the delivery and the plan was set. Beautiful execution as well from Deepak. Very slow through the air, fuller in terms of length. Sudhakar almost went for the shot as well, but gets only toe end and ball stays there only. It's a dot ball. Another slow one that to a full toss there. Well, that should have been put away. Sudhakar misses out on a boundary scoring opportunity here. He'll be mighty disappointed. Shake of an head. That says the story. He was not expecting a low full toss there. Got one. Well, this is poor. After bowling good couple of deliveries, this is poor from Deepak. Drifted down the leg. Good take by the wicket keeper. Had to die for it in the end. Stop that one. Deepak has been occasionally off the mark in this over so far. Still hasn't conceded too many. Only conceded 7. Last ball of the over on the pads. This time beautifully flicked. Racing away in the fine leg. Short third fielder gives it a chase, but the ball comes first. An expensive over by Deepak as Agile Volt gets 11 of it. After 14 without any loss, Agile Volts. Vishal Raghuvanshi will continue. Excellent first over for Vishal. Only conceded 3, but now comes back to ball his second. 14 without any loss. Agile Worlds after 2. They've started off slow in the very first over. They have got 11 in the second over. A flying slip in place. Well, there's the bounce there. Jaunty looking to play at that one, but holds it back, holds his. In fact, it's Johnny, pardon. Johnny there looking to play at that one, but extra bounce. In the end, just gets his bat out. That will create doubts in the batsman's mind. This time comes quickly off the surface, looking for the quick single. Throw is good, but the wicketkeeper there doesn't hold the ball in the hand while dislodging the bails off. Well, this is a very key thing. These are the basics. Wicketkeeper there just could not hold on to the ball that was given at a good height. and very close to the stumps. A good throw from the point fielder. Both the batters get away with that one. They'll get a single. Sudhakar now back on strike. Well, that's in the air. Just short of the bowler in his follow through. An excellent bumper from Vishal Raghuvanshi. He's banging into the surface, and the ball there is holding up. That ball really hold up in the surface and never arrived. Stakar looking for the shot, but waits. In the end, just plays it with the soft hand. Was in the air for a while. Once again, on a similar length. This is super stuff from Vishal Raghuvanshi. He's consistently bowling in that area after getting some extra bounce and the ball holding in the surface. He's bowling that challenge on regular basis. This is what good bowlers do. When once they find their area, they regularly pitch in that one. Super spell so far from Vishal Raghuvanshi. Only 4 runs conceded. Another beauty from him. Sudhakar on the pull this time gets beaten. Good carry through the wicket keeper. Well, it's not coming out too quickly off the surface. On the same time, it's getting a bounce extra than it is expected usually. Another beauty to close out the over. 4 dots in a row. Only single coming off the third over by Vishal Raghuvanshi. A super couple of overs for Vishal Raghuvanshi, only conceding 4 in his 2 overs. Agile Wolves 15 without any loss after 3. Well, let me tell you, well, an update that has been given to us that the Agile Wolves coming late to the match has been penalized by an over. So they'll be only batting 17 overs. In reply, the Rift will have 18 overs in the hands. So 17 and 18 overs. Agile Wolves batting first will only have 17 overs to bat, but Rift will have 18 overs in the chase. Deepak to continue starts off with a very full delivery. John Johnny not fully committed on the drive, just plays with the soft hand straight to the point fielder. That's a dot ball. Long on, long off. Both fielders set straight. Well, that's a full toss, low full toss, hit hard, but doesn't clear the D fielder. In fact, doesn't even carry to the D fielder who collects the ball on a bounce. Well, that's a poor delivery from Deepak. That's the second one of the match. That is ball a low full toss. This time, Johnny gets a good connection on that one but doesn't find the gap. Well, this time, swing and a miss. Sudhakar looking to up the ante. Current run rate gone under 5 now for Agile Worlds. So understandably, Sudhakar trying to go after the bowler, but he misses the ball. That's a dot ball. Good over so far from Deepak. Well, a huge appeal, but that ball was clearly drifting down the leg and also had an inside edge. So no point it could have been given LBW. But good comeback from Deepak. He went for 11 in his first over. Now only concede one in his 4 deliveries so far. Once again goes underneath the bat. Very full delivery outside off stump. Deepak looking to drag that one on the onside. Completely plays over that ball. Well, that's the third dot in a oh on a trot. Sudhakar, he started off well, but now he- he's playing too many dot deliveries. 10 or 15. And outside it, short third fielder this time takes it. Well, as it was expected, Sudhakar went for the big shot, Gets nowhere near to the bat, only gets the slice of the bat. That ball was ballooned in the air. Harish Negi, the man. In fact, it's Harish Negi, the man, in the short third region who makes no mistake. So the rift of first blood and first wicket down for the Agile Wolves in the very fourth over. Sudhakar has to depart back after scoring 10. Agile Wolves 16 for the loss of 1 after 4. New batter in is Ayush Avasti in at number 3 for Agile Volt. Agile Volts. Another right-hander replaces right-hander. 29 matches for Ayush, averaging just under 12, strike rate just under 110, 109.29 for Ayush Avasti. He's got good numbers in the recent past, so in a very decent form, I must say. Is in at number 3 for Agile Volts. He'll be at the non-striker end. Vishal Raghuvanshi will continue. He's balled well so far. Looking to swing. Johnny there. Trying to be aggressive in the power play. This will be the final over of the power play. So looking to maximize. But Vishal Raghuvanshi, he's bowling a superb length here. Hitting that good length. 6 to 8 meter mark on regular basis. Getting the ball to shape away with the angle from the right-handers. Once again into the surface. This time will clear the infield. Well, Johnny there cleared his front leg very early, was ready for the length, and flat bats it over mid on. Couple of bounces and into the boundary skirtings it goes. Much better approach from Johnny. He moves to 9. Agile Wolves 20 for the loss of 1 after 4.2. Vishal Raghuvanshi goes for the first boundary in the match. Once again, similar length. This time, what a shot that was. Against the runner play, Johnny stand talls and hits it over covers for a 6. That's a very hard shot to execute on a length, hitting over covers off the back foot and clearing the lot. Well, that's one heck of a shot there. Pick the bones out of that one. Johnny understanding that it's gonna be back of length and preparing himself for that sort of length, getting into good position, playing on the rise on that occasion. Johnny doing the right thing, lifting it over extra cover. That's a very difficult shot to execute, but he's got the class, he's got the power to do so. Raghuvanshi continuing with the very feel. Was there an inside edge? Yes, there was. Once again, Johnny swings, gets an inside half of the bat. Wicket keeper could have taken that one. It was not far away from him, but he misses. Johnny gets a boundary. Johnny gets a lifeline and a boundary as well at the very same ball. Well, it's all happening in this over. Excellent couple of overs from Vishal Raghuvanshi. Only concedes 2. In fact, only concedes 4 in his first 2. Now he's gone for 14. In his third over, 2 deliveries yet to be bowled. This is good. Intent from Agile Volts and Johnny. This time driven on the up, but straight to the covers. That's a dot ball. Well, there's the change up. Now he's forced to change his length. Vishal Raghuvanshi goes slightly fuller as he was punished from that length. That He was successful in his first 2 overs. Once again, length delivery. Once again, the batter gets in a very good position. A flat bat six out of the park. What a shot. Watch that and admire that one. An expensive over from Vishal Raghuvanshi. He goes for 20. Couple of sixes and couple of boundaries coming off that over. Well, Johnny capitalizing on the final over of the power play, getting 20 for his team. Agile Volts now well and back on the track as they get 36 in the power play. 36 for the loss of one after five. Well, this is an 18 over match, so the power play will be 5 overs. So power play done and dusted. Deepak to continue. Ayush Avasti will be marking his guard. He is a very good batter, as I said, in a good form in recent past. Deepak to continue. This is a 17 over inning for the agile world, so there will be a bowling restrictions as well. Only two bowlers can bowl the full quota of 4 overs. Remaining all can maximally bowl three. An extra fielder on the onside now for Deepak as they removed back foot point into the deep mid wicket region. So two fielders on the onside, long on deep mid wicket, and two fielders on the offside as well on the boundary, long off and sweeper cover. Starts off with a full delivery on the pads, beautifully clipped away. The ball is racing away, but it will be cut off by the square leg fielder who was inside the circle. Ayush Avasti gets off the mark with that couple of runs. Deepak, as he did so far, attacking the stump, full and very straight. Once again, very full delivery, but this time just outside of stump, driven, but straight to the short cover. That's a dot ball. This is much better channel from Deepak. He should not drift the ball down on the pads. It will be easy pickings for the batters. Well, that's wrapped on the pads and given. As I said, Deepak will attack the stump. He'll ball full. If you misses, you have to walk back. Well, Avasti the man dismissed. It was very full and in line of stumps. No hesitation in the umpire's mind before giving it out. Avasti looked good for his two, but his stay at the crease was a very brief one. So the rift strikes for the second time, and it's Deepak who gets in the act. Agile Wolves 38 for the loss of 2 after 5.3. Narsimha Reddy is the new batter in and he gets cleaned up. Well, that was very full delivery, attacking the stumps, and he gets the reward there for being consistent. Narsimha Reddy played all over a very straight delivery, and his middle stump takes a peck back. That's the third one for the Rift as they get rid of a very good batter very early. A golden duck for Narsimha Reddy today. He doesn't bother troubling the scorers. He goes for a duck. Narsimha Reddy, Agile Wolves will be delighted with that as they get the third. In fact, it will be Rift who will be delighted as they get the third. Agile Wolves losing couple of wickets in quick succession. 38 for the loss of 3 now. New batter in is Chandu in at number 5 for Agile Wolves. 171 matches for Chandu. 312 runs, averaging a very full delivery. Once again, huge shout against Chandu as well. Chandu, he's got handful of match under his belt. He's got experience. He needs to play a waiting game here. On the other end, Johnny, he's playing well. He's got 25 of just 14 deliveries. So he needs to complement the non-striker. Very full, attacking the stumps. Beautifully driven. But there's a fielder behind in the sweeper cover, so it will only be a single to get off the mark. A super over from Deepak. Concedes only 3 but gets a 2 wickets. In that very over, first trapped the batter in front of all 3 stump. Avasi, the man dismissed. Then going through the defense of Narsimha Reddy and hitting the timber behind. Back to back wickets in that over for Deepak. First change in the bowling attack. Now hurry with the ball for the Rift. 30 matches for Hurry. 22 wickets. Economy just under it. 7.92. Best figures of 3 for 19 for Hurry. Straight away spin after the power play for the Rift. These are good tactics. More fielders in the inner circle for Hurry. Well, he's a medium pacer, in fact, not an off spinner. Starts off with a length delivery. Chandu playing with a very cross bat. Well, Chandu there should look to play with the straight bat. He needs to rotate strike and build in a partnership alongside Johnny. Well, there's a shape away for Hari there on the length. An extra bounce and a shape away from the right hander. These are encouraging signs for the fast bowlers. Hari is a very good bowler. Well, there's an off cutter there. Punched off the back foot down to long off for a single by Chandu. 40 is up for Agile Volts. 40 for the loss of 3 in 6.3 overs. They're scoring just over 6. It's not a concern, but they have lost 3 wickets. 3 top orders batter already dismissed inside the 7 overs. These are not good signs. Both the batters will look to build in a partnership. Well, that's in the air. There's a fielder behind. Will not carry to him. They are coming back for the second run. Jaunty there gets back. with ease. Good running between the wicket. That's a poor delivery from Hari. Drifting on the pads. Johnny looking to clip that one. Does well, but there's a fielder behind in the fine leg, so it will only be couple of runs for him. Well, Johnny, he's played some aggressive shots in the recent past, but he's lost couple of partners. Will he continue the very way, or will there be a change in the intent? Well, that's a wide. Looking to stay away from the hitting arc of the batter there, Hurry, but in process balls one wide. Trying to ball that delivery just inside that wide line on the offside, but idea was right, but the execution wasn't there on that occasion. Once again worked on the rise, down the ground, down to long off for a single by Johnny. Both the batters now looking to rotate the strike as the power play is done and dusted. They look to get the innings forward for them. They will look to build in a partnership before going after the bowlers. Well, there's a big shot there from Chandu, gets nowhere out of the middle. Well, Chandu there got in a very strange position, pulls it straight down the ground, down to long on against the wind. Fortunate for him that the ball doesn't carry to the deep fielder. After 7 overs, 45 for 3 Agile volts. Another change in the bowling attack. Amal Nair now into the attack. 144 matches for Amal Nair. 108 wickets. Economy 8.45. Best figures of 3 for 7 for Amal Nair. Introduced into the attack to bowl the 8th over. Well, only 2 overs remaining from this end. 5 fielders inside the inner circle. In fact, only 4 now, as the deep mid wicket has been pushed back. Well, the fine leg fielder now is inside the circle and moved into short third region. So 5 fielders inside the circle now. Short third, gully, point, short covers, and very short mid wicket as well. 5 fielders inside the circle, only 4 outside the circle. Sweeper cover, long off, long on, and a square leg for Amal Nair. So more fielders inside the circle to cut that single off. That's in the air, but over point. Will that be cut off by sweeper cover? Yes, it will be. Good effort there in the deep. They are coming back for second. Late call for the second run, but still Chandu makes his ground there. That was a very close call. A good throw from the deep, flat and right over the stumps. Wicketkeeper does well, but Chandu had enough time to come back for that second one. I must say that was poor running. They did not run hard for the first run, hence was struggling to make his ground for the second run. In the process, there's a wide from Amal Nair, out well outside off stump. Well, swing across the line and misses. That's the slow one from Amal Nair. Was that an off cutter or was that a knuckle ball? But it was slow in terms of pace. Hit away just towards the left of the diving short mid wicket. Well, Chandu there gets away. He'll get a single. But that was a very good field set against Chandu. Now that short mid wicket fielder push back against Johnny. So they are not attacking against Johnny, who's played well, who's got 28 of 16 so far. This is good. Well, looking to play on the rise, but that ball never arrived. Goes over extra cover, will look for the second run, and they'll get that second with ease in the end. This is good running between the wicket by both these batters. 50 is up in the meantime for Agile Wolves. 51 for the loss of 3 in 7.4. This partnership going along now nicely. The scoring singles and doubles at will. This is good side for Agile Wolves. Once again worked away on the onside. Down to long on for a single by Johnny. He moves to 30s with that single. 31 of 18 for Johnny. Whereas 6 of 9 for Chandu is done well up until now to rotate the strike on regular basis. Now mid wicket inside against Chandu. A full delivery, hit straight. Will that be cut off? No, it won't. That's a very well struck shot from Chandu. Will get a boundary for himself. An expensive over from Amal Nair as he goes for 11. Agile Wolves now moving along very nicely after 8. 56 for the loss of 3. Hari will continue. A decent first over from Hari. Only concedes 6. Now gets another go. Will bowl the last over from this end. Starts off with a over pitch delivery outside off stump. Johnny looking to drive on that occasion gets beaten. Well, this surface is not an easy track to bat on. It will keep the batters guessing on the bounce. It's bouncing a bit at the 6 meter mark on the other side. Well, what a delivery that was from Hari. Bullseye hitting the off stump. Johnny looking for the big shot, swings across the line, completely plays down the wrong line, and he misses a very straight delivery. And the off stump uprooted. Fourth one down for Agile Wolves. Dangerous looking Johnny. Now back in the sheds for Agile Wolves as they lose their fourth. 56 for the loss of 4 after 8.2 Agile Wolves. New batter in is Ayyappa Sagar in at number 6 for Agile Wolves. Ayyappa Sagar is a left hand bat, first left hander in the match. Played well off the front foot, down to long off for a single, gets himself off the mark. Plenty of experience behind Ayyappa Sagar. 448 matches for him, 2,311 runs, averaging over 12, strike rate 110.42. So very good career figures for Ayyappa Sagar. Gets off the mark with a single. These two needs to put in a partnership. They need to once again start a rebuilding work. El Chandu there got in a very awkward tangle on that occasion, looking to play on the onside. In the end, that ball was not there to be played. Just punches off the back foot straight back to the bowler all along the carpet, but was in a very bad position to play that ball. Well, that's a quick delivery from Hari, hitting the thigh of the batter Chandu. Any bat on the ball down to fine leg would have been a boundary for Chandu, but he was late onto the shot that hurried onto him and crammed him for room as well. So good over from Hari, a single and a wicket so far. Last ball of the over. Once again, swinging in, gets the pad. Ball moves in the fine leg. No one there. Short third fielder gives it a chase and does well. So it will only be a single. That to leg by. So 2 runs and a wicket coming off the ninth over. A good over for the bowling team, the Rift. Agile Wolves at the halfway mark after 9 overs are 58 for the loss of 4. So there will be a change in end and players will have drinks. We'll be right back after a very short break. Change of end, but Amal will continue. Expensive first over for Amal Nair. He went for 11. Length delivery, looking to pull. That ball coming high on the bat. No timing. So it will only be a single down to long on. How will these two play from here on? Ayyappa Sagar and Chandu, two very good batters, more than capable batters, very capable batters, but they need a partnership. On the other hand, the Rift, they have managed to sneak away with the wickets on regular intervals. Well, that's a very good delivery, attacking the stumps. Ayyappa Sagar defends one off the back foot. That's a dot ball. Ayyappa Sagar, he's got good experience under his belt. He needs to bail his team out of the trouble. This time makes room for himself, hits it straight, but long off will cut that off and keeps the batter to one as well. Good bit of fielding there, straight down the ground. Well, the Rift, they are on the mark from the word go in this match so far. They haven't allowed the batters to score freely. There've been couple of overs which were expensive. Apart from that, They've bowled exceedingly well. They've chipped in with the wickets on regular intervals as well. Well, that's beautifully stuck, but only for a single. That was stuck on the rise, down to long off for a single. Well, a better elevation would have carried to the defielder. Well, Chandu, he needs to find the gaps. Is timing the ball all right? Well, an inside edge, a slow one from Amal Nair into the surface. Ayappa Sagar early into the shot gets an inside it. Fortunate that it doesn't go and hits the stump behind. In fact, mooks to score leg. So they're not going for the single. So it's a dot ball. Last ball of this over. Ayappa Sagar swings, gets it right off the bottom. Hence doesn't carry to the deep fielder on the long on. So it will only be a single. So 4 runs coming off that over after 10 overs. Agile Waltz 62 for the loss of 4. Ankit Rajvanshi into the attack. That's beautifully driven. Get past that short cover fielder and will hit the skirtings. Well, that's a welcome boundary for Agile Wolves. Boundaries were dried up in last couple of overs, but a new introduction into the bowling attack and Ayappa Saga straight away puts the pressure on the bowler and gets a boundary in the cover. Ankit Raghuvanshi, 9 matches for him, 2 wickets, economy over 10, 10.43, best figures of 1 for 9. Ankit Rajvanshi, a very relative new career for Ankit Rajvanshi. His stats will get improved as he plays more and more cricket. Well, that's a good length delivery. Ayappa Sagar making room for himself, looking to access that offside, but that ball kept low, very close to off stump as well. Ayappa Sagar needs to be very mindful of that as well. Well, that took off from a good length there. An appeal for caught behind, but the umpire unmoved. Well, the previous delivery kept low on this occasion, an extra bounce. Well, this will create doubts in the batter's mind. Well, this time Ayappa Sagar backs away, hits it straight down the ground. Long off fielder moves very quickly and cuts that one off. A direct hit, a deflection will get will get the batters the second run. Well, that's good effort in the deep, but it will be couple of runs for the batters. A good over in pursuit for Agile Wolves as they have got 6 already of that one. Yet a delivery to be bowled, punched off the back foot, down to long on. It will be a single, a decent over for the batting team as they get 7 of the 11th over. 69 for the loss of 4 after 11 Agile Wolves. Another introduction in the bowling attack. Now Vardhan Sharma with the ball starts off with a very full delivery outside off stump that's been beautifully lifted over covers, but there's a fielder behind in the sweeper cover region, so it will be couple of runs for Ayyappa Sagar. This is good intent from Ayyappa. He needs to continue on the very way. Vardhan Sharma, right arm medium pacer, coming around the wicket for the left-handers. Well, there's an appeal for LBW and it's been given a very late call there from the umpire, but that's a right call. Ayyappa Sagar there trying to get inside the line of ball, moved early, but the bowler saw him moving and bowled a very full delivery, attacking the stumps. He was in a no position to play any shot at that one, trapped in front. Umpire there took his time but raised his finger up. Fifth wicket down. Ayyappa Sagar looked good, but now has to walk back. Half of the team now back in the sheds for Agile Volts. 71 for 5 after 11.3. New batter in is Sandeep Kole in at number 7. 253 matches for Sandeep Kole. 716 runs, averaging 11.5, strike rate 128. Well, that's a down the leg delivery. That's been given as no ball as well. No ball over the waist, and that goes for a boundary as well. Well, that's a wayward ball from Vardhan Sharma. He's got a wicket on the previous delivery, but now balls and no ball. So free hit coming up. Sandeep Kole swings, but only gets an inside edge. So he'll get a single down to fine leg. Well, that was a very full delivery. That was there for the taking. Sandeep Kole swinged hard, but only manages to get an inside edge. It's a single on the free hit. A Yorker outside off stump. Chandu looking to drive, gets beaten on the outside edge. Last ball of the over. A very full delivery, driven on the up. Wide of sweeper cover. Will they come back for the second? No, they are settling in with a single. So good over for the batting team. 9 runs coming off that one, but a wicket of Ayappa Sagar fell in that very over as well. So Agile Volts after 12 overs, 78 for the loss of 5. Ankit Rajvanshi will continue. decent first over for Ankit, only conceding 7. 1 over 7 for none for Ankit Rajvanshi in his first over. Well, that's in the air, but will fall short of that cover fielder. Chandu there trying to go over mid on, who was inside the circle, but bat turning in his hands, that ball was in the air for a long time. But cover fielder still fails to get underneath that one. Well, that's way outside off stump. That's been given wide. Sandeep Goyal is still chasing that delivery, chasing a very wide delivery. It's not an ideal thing for the batters to do at this stage for Agile Worlds. A length delivery played with the soft hands in the point region for a single. This is much better approach from Sandeep Kole. Both the batters should look for the singles and wait for the opportunities to hit boundaries. Well, once again, that ball coming high on the bat, just away from the bowler in his follow through, who does well, moves sharply towards his left, got his left hand stretched wide, but still not good enough to grab that one. Chandu gets away with that one. He'll get a single. A length delivery in line of stumps, looking to pull. That looked very good as far as appeal is concerned, but that ball might have been going over the stump. That will be the only reason. Otherwise, it looked very adjacent. Punched off the front foot, down to long off for a single. Sandeep Kole surviving a very close shot for the LBW. A good over in pursuit for the bowling team. Only 5 runs of it so far. Last ball of the over. Into the surface. This time flat batted. Beautifully over extra cover. Couple of bounces and it's rolled over to the boundary fence. That's a good over for Agile Wolves as they get 9 of it. Agile Wolves after 13 overs are 87 for the loss of 5. Final 4 overs remaining for Agile Wolves. How much more can they add to their total? 87 for 5 after 13. Well, another introduction in the bowling attack. An off spinner, Prithvi Raj into the attack. That's a beauty to start off. Slow through the air, getting the turn, bowling full, inducing the batter into the false shot. Almost gets a wicket for himself. 330 matches for Prithvi Raj. 191 wickets, economy 8.39, best figures of 5 for 12. He is a very good bowler, Prithvi Raj. He's got experience under his belt as well. Starts off nicely here. This time the ball skids through the surface. It was a quicker one. Did that get the outside edge on the way to the wicket keeper? It looked like one. Yes, no signal made by the umpire. It was a very difficult take for the wicket keeper who manages to get a glove onto that one but could not hold on to that one. So it's a single down to third man. Three singles in this over so far. Score moves to 90 for Agile Volts. 90 for 5 in 13.3. Once again, slow through the air. Very loopy ball from Prithvi Raj. This time, Chandu waits off the back foot, punches it into the sweeper cover region for a single. Well, four balls, four singles so far in this over. Well, Sandeep Kole winds up for the very first time and he gets a mighty connection on the ball and it travels the distance. Well, he was hitting with the wind, gets a good piece of his bat, and the ball goes a very long way. That's a first six in a while for Agile Worlds. Second of, in fact, third of the innings. We have seen couple of sixes hit early on in the innings in the very sixth over, and then now six coming in the 14th over off the blade of Sandeep Kole, who moves to 10. 10 of just 8 deliveries. Last ball of the over. There's the leg cutter and gets the top edge and taken in the fine leg. Sandeep Kole looking for the pull shot. Doesn't get it out of the middle. And a good catch by Vardhan Sharma in the fine leg, who makes no mistake. A batter looked good for his 10, but now has to walk back. That's been the story so far for the Agile Volt as they lose their 6. 97 for the loss of 6 after 14 overs. the act, giving the charge to the bowler. He survived on the previous instance. He survived a very close shot for the stumping, but once again tries to get down the track, tries to get to the pitch of the ball, tries to hit the ball out of the park. In the process, misses the ball and the ball crashing into his off stump. Seventh one down for Agile Wolves. They're going down like a four pins. 100 is up, but for the loss of 7 wicket. New batter in is Prashant. Well, looking to cut that one, but gets beaten on the outside edge. Tarun with the ball straight away gets the wicket in his very first over. 100 for 7 in 14.4. Well, that's a very poor delivery. A big wide down the leg. Wicketkeeper fails to hold on to that one as well. But the fine leg fielder does exceedingly well to cut that one off. Wide plus one, two extras for Agile Wolves. Their score moves to 102. Well, Chandu, what have you done there? He moved early, looked to play that one in the fine leg region and misses out a very straight delivery. And that ball crashing into his off stump. Eighth one falls for Agile Wolves. Well said, Chandu. Looking for that boundary, loses his off stump. 102 for the loss of 8 now. Agile Wolves after 14.5. Kailash is the new batter in at number 10 for Agile Wolves. Tarun, he's got Kapala in this over. 5 for 2 so far in the very first over for Tarun. Well, that's an aggressive shot at the very first ball, but there's a fielder behind, so it will be a single for Kailash to get himself going. A good over for the bowling team, the Rift. 103 for the loss of 8 after 15. Final 2 overs remaining in the tank for Agile Worlds, and they have 2 wickets up asleep. 103 on the board. How much more can they add to this total in the final 2 overs? Vishal Raghuvanshi now back into the attack to bowl the second last in this innings. He'll bowl the 16th over. 103 for the loss of 8. Kailash, who's in at number 10, played a very aggressive shot. Once again, hits the ball hard, down the ground, down to long on for a single. Well, he's swinging hard, looking to get boundaries. He's not looking to hang around. With that single, strike is back to Prashant. That's a wide down the leg. Score moves to 105 with that. Vishal Raghuvanshi balled quick, balled fast in his first spell. Now bowling spin, or else I can say medium pace with a very short run up in his second spell. In his comeback spell, he'll be the first bowler to bowl out. He'll bowl the full quota of 4 overs. Length delivery, looking to pull late on the shot. Batter there was very late on that shot. That ball crashing him on the thigh. Back to back dot deliveries from Vishal to Prashant. Prashant yet to get off the mark. Well, this time there was a chance for a catch at the bowler's end for Vishal, but he misses. Got a good piece of hand to it. Had a second chance as well, but he juggles and fails. Well, this time he gets rid of Prashant. Length delivery, swing across the line, but you miss, I hit. That ball crashing into the middle stump. Ninth one down for Agile Wolves as they are in danger of getting bowled out now. Agile Wolves only 109 on the board for them. In fact, Agile Worlds have only 105 on the board. 105 for the loss of 9 after 15.5. What an effort this has been from the Rift. They were completely outplayed in the previous match, but they have come back strongly and they have played their opponent. They have outplayed their opponent in this match. Well, this is a very strange things that you get in the cricket. One day you're totally off the mark, but on the other day, totally on point. This is what cricket gets you. It's a very unpredictable game. The last man in is Kranti God in at number 11 for Agile Worlds. Uh, Leaves one outside off stump. That's a dot ball to close out the over. 2 runs and a wicket coming off the 16th over. Well, this will be the final over for Agile Worlds as they are only batting 17 overs. Overs have been reduced for Agile Worlds as they came late. So it will be 17 overs for them, and on the other side, Rift has to chase the target in 18 overs. So Vardhan Sharma will bowl the final over of this innings. 1 over 5 for 1 for Vardhan Sharma will bowl the 17th and the final over in this innings. More men on the boundary line on the offside for Vardhan Sharma. He's got deep third man, sweeper cover, long off on the boundary on the offside, whereas long on and deep square leg out on the boundary on the onside. Gully, short covers, short mid wicket, and fine leg inside the circle. He starts off the over with a wide down the leg. Well, that's a poor stuff from Vardhan Sharma. He's bowled well in his first over, only conceded 5 and picked a wicket as well. Now to bowl the final over of the inning starts off with a wide. A full delivery on the pads and beautifully put away by Kailash. These are easy pickings for Kailash. He won't miss out on that opportunity. That was a poor delivery from Vardhan Sharma. A low full toss on the pads. No one there behind square leg. So once after getting past that short fine leg fielder, no stopping that ball. It's an easy boundary. He needs to ball more outside of stump or on the stump. This time balls one on the stump. Kailash swings hard, gets an outside edge. He'll look for the second run. No, in the end, Non-striker sends him back. So it will only be a single for Kailash, who's played well so far. He's got 7 of 4 deliveries. He swinged hard and got good connection. Now the strike is with Kranti God, who hits one hard down to long off for a single all along the carpet. This is good comeback from Vardhan. After going for a boundary in the very first ball, he only concedes 2 in his next 2. All in all, 7 runs of the over so far, 3 deliveries yet to be bowled. Strike is with Kailash. That's a poor one. Down the leg. That's been given wide. Well, Vardhan Sharma off the mark. He's been bowling waywardly in this over. Bowled well in his first, but fails to deliver in this over so far. Can he come back and strike? Yes, he does. Hits the timber behind the batter, and Kailash, the man, dismissed. He will be the last batter to dismiss, and Agile World gets bundled out inside the 17 overs. They only manage 113 on the board, and 114 will be the target for the Rift when they come out to chase. We'll be right back after a very short innings break. Do catch us on the other side with the chase. पागल चल. Welcome back to the chase. The Rift chasing 114 in 18 overs. They're five without any loss inside the very first over. Well. What a bounce that was. That took off from a good length. Well, that was not a short delivery by any means from Sandeep Kole, but completely taking off from the good length. That's a very wayward bounce. This will create doubts in the batter's mind. Divit and Prithviraj are the two openers out in the center for the Rift, whereas Sandeep Kole to open with the ball for Agile Volts. Full delivery attacking the stumps, driven on the up, but straight to the covers. That's a dot ball to close out the over. So only five coming off the very first over. A steady start for the Rift. Five without any loss after one. Let me tell you, this is the all important semi final. Winner will be advanced to the final. Rift taking on Agile Worlds in the semi final of the One Champion Plate Season 32. Ayyappa, Ayyappa Sagar to share the new ball alongside Sandeep Kole. 448 matches for Ayyappa Sagar, 426 wickets, economy 7.67, best figures of 6 for 26 for Ayyappa Sagar. Will ball with a very short run up. He's a medium pacer but heavily relies on his liner length. Starts off with a dot ball. Prithviraj on strike. 330 matches for Prithviraj. 10,043 runs, averaging 38.78. Strike rate of 136.51. He's a very good batter, Prithviraj. On the other end is Divit. 39 matches for him, 892 runs, averaging 28.7. Strike rate 86.10. He's a youngster. Well, that's a very big wide from Ayyappa Sagar. That's wayward. That's not what he balls on regular basis. He's very good bowler. Ayyappa Sagar, he's got plenty of experience behind himself. Well, that's a Yorker. Prithviraj looking to dig that one out. Fails to get bat on it. That was very close to the off stump. This is good from Ayyappa Sagar. Apart from that wide, he's balled two good deliveries in this over. Yet to concede a run off the bat. Length delivery, cut away. That ball was not away from that point fielder, but it will hit the fence very fast. Not really controlled shot from Prithviraj, but good enough to go for a boundary. Right between that point and gully fielder. There's not much gap there, but Prithviraj has threaded a needle on that occasion. Rift score moves to double figures. 10 without any loss now. Inside 2 overs. 104 still needed in 99. That's a poor delivery. There is a fielder behind. He juggles and lets the ball go over the line for a six. Well, that was a low full toss. Poor ball from Ayyappa Sagar, but he's got a fielder deep in the long on that went straight to him. He looked comfortable underneath. That ball came at a good height as well. He got a good hand to it, but juggles, fails to get any hand in the second attempt, and that ball goes over for a six. First boundary, now a six. That to a misfield, adding insult to an injury. Very full. This time walked away all along the carpet down to long on for a single. Well, a raise of hand from Kailash there in the long on region. And apologies that's been given to the bowler Ayyappa Sagar, but he's missed out. He's missed a very big opportunity. Prithvi Raj is not a kind of batter to whom you will like to give a chance. Cut, but straight to the short third fielder. Divit still to get off the mark. A good over for the Rift as they get 12 of it after 217 without any loss. Rift. Sandeep Kole to continue. Starts off with the slow one. Very full in terms of length as well. Prithviraj very early into the shot gets beaten. That's an excellent deception from Sandeep Kole. He's very quick through the air. That is the reason why that off cutter very effective for Sandeep Kole. He's got a fine leg and a sweeper cow and a deep gully. But this time it's wide outside off stump. Wicket keeper fails to hold on to that one, and that's raised away for a boundary. Even a very fine leg fielder could not cut that one off. That's the pace of Sandeep Kole. Poor delivery. Just outside that wide line on the offside. That ball kept low. Came at a very awkward height for the wicket keeper. Cannot blame him for that. But those are five extras for the Rift. And their score moves to 22 with that. 16 of 9 for Prithvi Raj. He's played exceedingly well up until now. He's batted aggressively. He got a lifeline as well in the previous over. Now change in angle for Sandeep Kole coming over the wicket now. That's a shot of a good length delivery punched off the back foot straight to the deep gully fielder who does exceedingly well and keeps the batter to one. That's a very good looking shot. That ball raced across the surface very quickly, but it will only be a single. Score moves to 23. Now strike is back with Divik Chanjani. Divik Chanjani yet to get off the mark. That's another slow one from Sandeep Kole. Well, he's varying his pace now. I feel it's too early for the variation to come up. The ball is still relatively new. He should look to swing that one. He's got a good seam presentation, Sandeep Kole. He should attack the stump. He's got a good bumper as well. Should touch the batter with that one, and this time he banks one into the surface, and Divit gets off the mark in some style. He was ready for that short ball, pulls it well in front of mid wicket. In fact, beats the short mid wicket fielder towards its left. That's a boundary. That ball raced across the surface like a tracer bullet. That came right off the middle. Divit Chandani, very tall batter, gets into very good position. Saw that short ball coming last night and he was ready. Pulled it all along the carpet, but hits it very hard. Now change of field. Long on drop back and fine leg is inside the circle. Outside edge! Comfortably carried to the slip fielder Ayyappa Sagar there who puts it down. Well, that came at a very comfortable height. It was a waist height catch. You cannot get a slip catch any better at any better height. Easy chance put down. Well, now both the batters getting a lifeline. First it was Prithvi Raj, now Divit who gets the lifeline. Wrapped on the pads, but that's clearly drifting down the leg. So it's been given not out by the match official. 10 runs coming off that one. Sandeep Kole, he's been expensive today. 27 without any loss after 3, the rift. Well, there's a change in the bowling attack. Sudhakar with his right arm medium pace into the attack. 109 matches for Sudhakar. 66 wickets, economy 7.26. Best figures of 5 for 29 for Sudhakar. Into the attack to ball the fourth. Starts off with slightly back of length delivery. Prithviraj looking to pull, but was second late on a shot. Gets no timing. Ball moves to short mid wicket. It's a dot ball. Another change in the field. Now mid off is inside the circle. And square leg was back. And the ball will beat the deep square leg fielder towards his right. Well, the idea was right, but it was not executed to the perfection as that ball drifted down the leg and it was easy pickings for Prithvi Raj who beautifully clips it in the square leg for a boundary. He moves to 20s now with that boundary, 21 of just 12 deliveries, 31 without any loss, rift in just 3.2 overs. Well, at the moment they are cruising in the chase. They're after 114 and they have got 31 inside the very 4 overs. Now only 83 needed of 88. Let me tell you, this is an 18 over match. Once again, hit on the up. No chance for the mid off fielder to cut that one off as he was well wide. That's back to back boundaries for Prithvi Raj. Two full and was into the arc for the right hander. Hits it straight for a boundary. Back to back boundaries for Prithvi Raj. Well, now he is in a mood, Prithvi Raj. Well, he's taking likings to the medium pace of Sudhakar. Sudhakar, guilty of bowling too full. Well, now he's dragged his length back. This is a much better channel from Sudhakar. Just on a good length outside off stump. Looking to cut. Gets an inside half on the bat. Ball moves to the wicket keeper on couple of bounces. That's a dot ball. 8 runs so far of the over. A length delivery punched hard off the back foot. A misfield in the long on region. Well, he was suggesting that it was an uneven bounce, but it doesn't look like one. That's the third one of the over. Last ball of the over. Well, that's a slow one into the surface. Prithviraj was completely surprised with the amount of bounce and hold that Sudhakar got on that occasion. Still a very good over for the Rift as they get 12 of it. 39 without any loss after 4. Sandeep Kole to continue. An extra over for Sandeep Kole in the power play. Let me tell you, this is the all important semi final of One Champion Plate season 34. The winner will be advanced to the final. So Sandeep Kole given an extra over. So far 2 overs 15 for none for Sandeep Kole. Played on the up. Well. Sudhakar in the mid off region makes a mess of it. That could have been a dot one if charged at the ball. He lets the ball come to, but he lets the ball go through right between his legs, and that ball raced away to the boundary. Divid gets a freebie boundary. That's a very poor effort in the inner circle by Sudhakar. He was mighty disappointed in the previous over by the fielder in the longer. Now he himself involved. Enemy's field. Well, that's a short delivery into the surface. Not quick enough on that occasion. Sandeep Kole to trouble Divit, who beautifully rolls over and pulls it all along the carpet. No one there behind. Short mid wicket and a very stylish fine leg in play inside the circle. So once you get that in the outfield, out of that inner circle, no stopping that ball. Sandeep should have been having a fielder behind for that ball. This time Divit comes down the track, giving him charge. Sandeep Kole stays on with his conventional length, which is back of length. On the 6 meter mark, Divit just hits it hard on the ground. It's a dot ball down to point. Slower one. Was that just inside that wide line on the off stump? Yes, it was. Just inside that wide line on the off stump. It was touch and go. Sandeep Kole executes it very nicely. Slow through the air, wide of the batter, looking to stay away from the hitting arc. Once again, a slow one, a glove, but doesn't carry to the wicket keeper. Well, fortune going in the favor of the rift. Well, that's a beautifully disguised back of the hand slow one. Well, Divit was well early into the shot. In the end, ends up in a strangle. Got a glove to it, but that ball did not carry to the wicketkeeper, who charged in for the catch but collects the ball on a bounce. Change in a field now for the last ball of the over. Now square leg push behind, and gully fielder was outside the circle is bought in the inner circle. Is there a short ball coming up? No, that's a very full delivery outside off stump. Divit happy to let it go through the wicket keeper. Still a good over for the batting team. At the end of power play, the Rift well ahead in the game as they are 47 without any loss after 5. Another change into the bowling attack. Now Narsimha Reddy with the ball. Starts off with a good delivery. A poor effort there by the wicket keeper on that occasion. Johnny there failing to get down in time. That ball was quick enough for him. A good delivery, beating the batter and still going for a boundary. That's Not the result that the bowler were after. 50 is up for Rift in a very good time. 51 without any loss in just 5.1. Very full delivery outside off stump. Looking to drive. Prithviraj gets beaten. That's a dot ball. 176 matches for Narsimha Reddy. 148 wickets. Economy just over 7. 7.06. Best figures of 5 for 13. For Narsimha Reddy, he's a very good bowler. Into the attack after the power play. That's a length delivery. In line of stumps. Attacking the stumps. Prithviraj does well to keep it out. That ball kept touch low. Then it should have bounced. Well, swings across the line on that occasion. Prithviraj inside edge. Ball moves into the vacant mid wicket region for a single. Good over so far from Narsimha Reddy. He's only conceded one from the bat. Four buys in the very first ball. All in all, five in of the over. Two deliveries yet to be bowled. Length delivery looking to punch inside edge. Good work by the wicketkeeper on that occasion. Gets to the ball very quickly and keeps the batter to not. A good first over from Narsimha Reddy. He's kept things tight in this over. No real boundaries after the power play for the Rift in this over. Well, Divit coming down the track trying to get to the pitch of the ball. Narsimha saw him coming, dragged his length back and beats him on the outside edge. So 5 runs coming off the sixth over after 6. 52 without any loss Rift. Another introduction in the bowling attack. Kranti God now with the ball. Starts off with a wide. Now on a length. Punched off the back foot by Divit. Down to sweep a cover for a single. Runs coming at a very good pace for the Rift. They're not after a huge target, but they are well and truly in control of this chase so far. 67 without any loss in 7.1. That's another wide from Kranti God. Just looking to stay away from the hitting arc of the right hander. In process, bowling that one outside the wide line on the off stump. 17 matches for Kranti God. 19 wickets. Economy 9.20. Best figures of 4 for 36. He's a good bowler. Now changes his angle. Comes around the wicket. Well punched on the front foot. But it will only be a single down to sweep a cover. That's a very good looking shot from Prithvi Raj. But only for a single. Prithvi Raj 37 of 24. He's done the bulk of the scoring so far for the Rift. Whereas Divit, he's played a good helping hand. He's only got 14 of 20 deliveries. Divit, he can hit a long ball. He's more than capable of hitting a long ball. But this time waits and cuts beautifully towards the left of sweeper cover. Fielder there in the deep does exceedingly well. That ball travelled very quickly. So no chance for the second run. In fact, the batter there, Prithvi Raj, he was jogging for a single. So in no hurry at the moment, both the batters they're looking to do it in singles. Prithviraj comes down the track, lifts one over extra cover. It was too much for the sweeper cover. So it's a boundary for Prithviraj. He moves to 41 now. 41 of 25 deliveries. What a knock. This has been a knock of the highest order for the Rift. At the top, Prithviraj 74 without any loss. Once again looks to drive, but that was outside that wide line on the off stump. Well, Prithviraj doesn't need to chase that wide deliveries, he chases one. Fortunate for him, doesn't get the outside edge. Score moves to 75 now. Full delivery once again goes extra cover, but this time doesn't time it to perfection, so it doesn't have enough legs to go for a boundary, so it will only be a single for Prithviraj. A very good over so far for the batting team as they get 11 of it. Well, that's another wide, fourth one of the over. Kranti Gad, he's failed to bowl well in this over. He's gone for a boundary. Apart from that, that's the fourth wide of the over. That's not acceptable at this level. Coming down the track, Divit trying to get to the pitch of the ball. Kranti does well to drag his length back, but it will be a single down to sweep a cover. So all in all, 13 runs coming off the eighth over. The Rift 78 without any loss after 8. Ayush Awasthi now into the attack to bowl the final over from this end. Starts off with a very full delivery. Divit hits it hard, hits it straight, but Ayush Awasthi does exceedingly well to stop that one. That's a dot ball. This time the batter comes down the track and hits it straight as an arrow on a side screen. That's a six. First one for Divit. As I said, he's more than capable of hitting a long ball. Winds up for the first time, gives the charge. This time gets to the pitch of the ball and hits it straight over the side screen. It was a flat hit, but still comfortably travels the distance. Ayush Avasti into the attack has been taken into the cleaners at the very second ball. 29 matches for Ayush, 34 wickets, economy 6.67, best figures of 5 for 22 for Avasti. Well, this time swept away. Will that find the fence? Yes, it does. What a shot that was from Divit. He's a tall bowler, tall batter. He's got a good reach. Got down really early and swept it to the perfection. And that ball raced very quickly to, and hits the fence in no time. 88 is up for Rift. 10 already of first three deliveries in this over. Three deliveries yet to be bowled. Now Rift only 26 away from the victory. They are looking to finish this one in a hurry. Once again, flighted delivery, and it was a full toss. And Divit makes full use of it. Once again, hits it in the long on. In fact, wide of long on for a six. It doesn't even matter as it travels the distance. That doesn't come out of the middle, but still good enough to go all the way. That's the power of the man. Divit, he said, enough is enough. He was quiet. He was quiet up until that point, but now he's opened up. 6 4, now a 6. Ayush Avasti goes for 16 in his first over. Two deliveries yet to ball. Once again, looking for the big shot. Divit this time gets an inside half. It will only be a single down to mid wicket. All in all, 17 runs off the over. Last ball remaining, 95 without any loss. The Rift, 15 runs off the over. Last ball of the over. Once again, flighted delivery. This time, looking to go over extra cover. And he gets an upper edge, and the ball goes over gully for a boundary. Fortune favoring the Brave. Runs are run. Anyhow, they come. Prithviraj will take it. An expensive over. 99 without any loss after 9. Now 15 away from the victory, the Rift. We are halfway through the chase, but complete domination here from the Rift. First, they have bowled out their opponent for 113, in fact, for 114. Now they have scored 99 in first 9 overs. They only need 15 in remaining 54 deliveries. There will be a change in end. Players will have drinks as well. We'll be right back after a very short break. Another introduction in the bowling attack. Prashant now introduced into the attack. Well, nothing going right for Agile Wolves in this match. Well, hit away on the onside. There's a protection behind in the mid wicket. So it will only be a single. With that single, 100 is up for the Rift in a very good time. 100 without any loss in just 9.1 overs. These two have played exceedingly well. Prithviraj and Divit. 46 of 27 for Prithviraj. On the other hand, 34 of 28 for Divit as well. Both the batters now matching each other shot for shot. Cut away. There's a misfield. Well, what's happening with the Agile Wolves there? First a misfield in the point, then a misfield by the sweeper cover as well. That ball beats two fielder to go to the boundary. That's a boundary. 50 is up for Prithvi Raj with that boundary. 50 in no time. 50 of just 28 deliveries. What a knock this has been from Prithvi Raj. 9 boundaries and a 6. Strike rate of 178. Once again, cut away. No one will catch that up. Catch it was the call, but no one will, as that is well placed. Right it between short third and gully for a boundary. Back to back boundaries for Prithviraj. He moves to 54 now. 54 of 29 deliveries. What a batter. This talented young lad Prithviraj is. Strike rate 186.21 now. 1 6 and 10 boundaries in this inning, whereas 34 of 28 for Divit as well. Once again shot, once again cut away, but this time will be cut off in the inner circle. That's a dot ball. Prashant, he's been wavered in this over. He's bowling everywhere so far, not consistent enough to contain the bowler, to contain the batter. Well, that's hit over point and that will go for a boundary. Well, at the moment, Prithviraj, he's toying with the field. He's toying with the field, getting the boundaries at will. Now Rift 2 away from the victory. 112 without any loss. Well, what a chase this has been for the Rift. This has been picture perfect frame for them in the all important semi final. Well, on the pads, played with the soft hand, and he'll take a single and retain the strike. 14 coming off the 10th over by Prashant. 113 without any loss. Now Rift one away from the victory. One shot away from the victory. What a chase this has been. Both the batters played exceedingly well, but the, both the batters getting a lifeline as well in this innings. There were chances for Chandu now with the ball, and that's hit away on the up. A misfield will allow the ball to go for a boundary. So that's a comfortable victory for Rift. They win by 10 wickets. A flawless chase. They've chased out 114 in some style. They got 117 without any loss in just 10.1 overs. What a chase this has been. Well, match summary. Agile Wolves winning the toss, opting to bat first, getting bundled out for just 113. No one really getting a big contribution. 31 of 20 deliveries by Johnny, the wicket keeper. Apart from them, 22 of 24 from Chandu, the captain. Other than that, every other batter failing short to contribute in the end. Agile Worlds getting bundled out for just 113. A very good bowling figures for Vishal Raghuvanshi, who opened the bowling for the Rift. 4 overs 26 for 1. Deepak bowled exceedingly well alongside him. 3 overs 15 for 3 for him as well. Hari 2 overs 7 for 1. Every bowler chipped in with the wicket. Then Vardhan Sharma with the final touch. 1.4 overs 13 for 2 for him. Prithviraj got the wicket as well. Tarun getting couple of wickets in his very over. Then a chase from Rift, a pitcher perfect chase, 63 of 33 for Prithvi Raj as well, and 34 of 28 for Divit, and they get over the line comfortably with 10 wickets in hands in just 10.1 overs. And the player of the match will be Prithvi Raj for his excellent performance in the semi-final. 63 with the bat and a wicket with the ball makes him the player of the match. That's it from the match summary. Do catch us on the second match of the day.